Welcome to WACK 42 News. I'm Larry, and here are today's headlines. Jerry will be reporting live on the ill effects of playing Grand Theft Auto 5. We will be speaking to Senator Jones about his ideas for border security, and we will be speaking with Ben about the weather and Barry about sports. And we will finish the broadcast with a visit from Carol from the Humane Society.
Illegal immigration must stop. Our borders must be secure. In Congress, I supported and co-sponsored legislation to stop illegal aliens,
What's that in the background?
terrorists, drug smugglers, wildlings, white walkers, and other criminals from coming across our northern borders. We need to utilize troops, ice walls, and any other measures possible to stop the invasion from Canada. I was the first to sponsor legislation providing for an ice wall along the northern border. We must continue to fight for funding and for the adequacy of the wall. Thank you all very much.
And now we're going live to Butch with sports.
Thank you. I'm reporting live from the Falcons training camp after this amazing loss, 17 goals to 13 goals.
I believe you mean touchdowns. Points as opposed to goals, correct?
Sorry. Yes. Points.
Well, you do realize that you're wearing a hockey jersey to a football game, correct?
I was told to report on American sports.
Barry, we appreciate your enthusiasm, but I'd like to point out that hockey is actually a sport of comedian workers.
Is it really a sport?
Barry, many of our neighbors to the north might take objection to that statement.
And I apologize for that.
Well,
You do not control us. We are the ones who control you.
How nice of you to buy me a drink. How'd you know I was thirsty? Watch
Oh my God.
What's he gonna do? Tell your mom.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'd be a good candidate for cannibalism just because you'd have to shave me first. That's just like. And now for the WACK 42 weather report with meteorologist Dan Cook. Dan?
What? Huh? Oh, right. Okay. So there will be a sun. There'll be a sun here. I mean, it'll be sunny in this general area. And can we cover the red light up?
No.
And there'll be showers over. But people are looking at me. You know what? I'm putting on the green suit.
Dan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna put on the green suit, Larry.
Dan.
Now on Thursday, it'll be slightly cloudy. However, on Friday will be they can still see me?
And we talked about
You know
this.
what? Screw it. I'm going to use the puppet.
Dan, we had a discussion in group. You cannot use him anymore.
On Friday, it'll be partly cloudy still. On Saturday, we'll have showers, which I guess means that the baseball players will have to wait a little bit longer for the balls to dry off. Going on into Sunday and the rest of the week, we'll have no showers whatsoever. Back to you, Larry.
Good. Hey, Dad. Want to go play catch?
No, not right now, kiddo.
How about a movie?
Later.
All right. Hey, Dad. How's your sex life?
Yeah, let's go play catch.
I am God.
Listen to Remco's Baby Laugh a Lot. You're listening to Baby Laugh a Lot. She's the funniest doll you've ever seen. Just push the button and she starts to giggle. Get Baby Laugh a Lot by Remco.
And now, WACK 482 would like to take you live to a special roundtable discussion on zombie preparedness. Today's panel will be talking about physical fortifications and the defense against the undead. Team? Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry with WACK 482 News. Today, we are going to be having a roundtable discussion regarding zombie preparedness. With me today, I have three people who believe that they are very well prepared. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves, to the audience, we'll start with you.
I'm Ted.
Hello, Ted. Welcome.
I'm Christopher.
Chris, good to have you here.
I'm Rick from South Georgia. Nice to meet you guys.
So, gentlemen, let me first. We'll start with you, Rick. What skills, or tell us about your background and why you feel your background predisposes you to preparing for the zombie apocalypse?
Well, I'm Rick Smith of the Smith families, and I have been a farmer all my life. So I've learned to self-reciprocate myself and live on my own by farming, killing animals, and sometimes people, if it were come across that. Our main supply is corn, and corn is a good two birds, one stone, is what I like to call it, because corn, you can eat it, obviously. And also, if you tie two things of corn together, you now have corn chucks, and that's a beautiful weapon.
All right.
This is just some of the things we do, much like the Indians, they used to use the horns of the deers as instruments as well as weapons, as well as they would eat them as snacks during movie time.
The antlers.
Yes, sir. They have horns like a unicorn, but there's multiple of them.
There's two, yes. Otherwise, it'd be unique. I understood.
Right.
All right. Christopher.
All right. Well, I have a PhD in exercise science. I've studied the range of motion on the zombies. I figure that if it comes apocalypse, we will be well ready. If you're fit and in shape, you'll be able to subdue, perhaps even take down zombies. As long as your body is physically fit and your mind is mentally ready, you can be prepared for this apocalypse.
I concur with that statement.
How about you, sir? What's your background?
I do a lot of Call of Duty. Sorry, I'm really tired.
That's a great game. Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah. You really want to have a console right
No, I was just
I'll
asking.
throw it down.
I was just asking preference.
Better.
So you play a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah. Zombies ever since it came out. I've just been, and I'm top of the charts all over.
Now, how many times have you prestiged?
Something like that. 540s.
That's pretty prestigious.
I lost count.
All righty.
No.
But like
no.
And you feel like because of all these simulations that you've run through your Xbox, that you have a better idea of how zombies will attack and how to defend yourself and your loved ones against them, right?
Yes, except for the loved one part. I've pretty much banished everyone else out of my life. So yeah. So there's no ties attached. So in case it does happen, it's just like yeah.
Lone wolf.
Rick, let me ask you this. Aside from using corn chucks, what other farming implements do you feel, or farm-related things could be used to, let's say, fortify the family farm against the undead?
All right. Well, you can use a cotton gin once. I learned that one. That
only
was
once?
A very expensive mistake. They get jammed in there in all kinds of meats.
You got a zombie jammed in your cotton gin?
About 34 of them. And it just made a mess, and it was not cotton coming out. There was a little bit of cotton because they had clothes on. But I tried that. A shovel is a good, quick pick-me-up, good blunt object to the head. You don't want to go with a knee attack there. You want to go with a head. Don't use rakes. They're flimsy. All that does is piss it off. Just slapping it in the face.
Makes sense.
A scythe, if you're gonna cut its head off.
You guys still use those?
Only for cutting heads off. We had it hanging in the barn as an instrument, and I had zombies coming in, and so I was like, shit. Oh, shit, I said. Anyways, so I grabbed it, used it. That was actually when I got in the cotton gin to make my way back to my house.
Okay, segueing away from the fact that you've probably killed a lot of people, Chris, how do you feel do you feel like farm labor would help prepare someone physically, for surviving in the apocalypse? That it would be, even though most of the exercise, most of the physical labor would be more towards work activities as opposed to, specific training of upper body, core, lower body cardio. Do you feel like that would be an adequate way to train?
Well, I totally believe that this type of labor would physically, also mentally make you ready for the war on zombies. So yes, strengthening your body, tending to the fields.
Nobody else thought that was funny. Mentally. He said mentally. I'm sorry.
All right. Now also, let's say a person, lives alone, probably in a small apartment, can't afford to, have, like a gym membership. Let's say that they have to just do exercises in their home using the furniture in their home. What type of exercise regimen would you recommend to keep them in shape and ready for the zombie apocalypse?
P90X.
Well, I noticed the muscle buildup on your thumbs. Either A, you have been playing a lot of video games.
It's mostly the A button, yeah.
Okay, well, that could work out just in case you have to choke a zombie.
Or thumb wrestling.
Well, let's also not forget eye gouging.
True, eye gouging. Real big. But I would say, lifting your sofa, do a couple reps on your sofa.
I've got a beanbag chair.
Beanbag chair? You can punch that. That would,
Could a person use a beanbag chair in the same way they would use a Swiss ball to stretch? Or is the beanbag chair a little too flaccid?
Well, you would have to make it work. I mean, that's all I would tell you. You have to make it work because...
You thought the same thing when you said flaccid. First thing came to mind was penis.
Really would. I would think so.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. Since you've spent an inordinate amount of time prepping for killing zombies, what would be your preferred weapon for dispatching the living dead?
How many points do I have?
Points, I don't know. Let's give you a budget of $600.
What does that add up to in points? Because I mean, I can't get the gun
Well,
unless I've got the points.
well, here's the thing. I mean, and points. I mean, Microsoft just discontinued the whole Xbox Live points. So
I'm not talking about live points.
real
I'm
big
talking
money,
about like
Sam.
in-game points, because as you kill the zombies, you get more points. And
600.
maybe an AK.
Okay. All right. That'd be a a good, very reliable, very durable weapon.
Warm them down. But you got to get the Juggernaut or something like that.
Yeah.
Just, you got to perk yourself up, otherwise you got nothing.
Or that box.
Now,
it's like a toy box,
I
yeah.
fucking hate getting that teddy bear though.
Jesus Christ, it's the worst thing ever.
Now, let me ask you this: Do you worry that if you're using a Juggernaut perk, that the zombies will not respect you and they'll just think you're a noob? I'm only asking questions, sir.
Are we getting into the philosophy of a zombie mind right now?
Well, I mean that is a whole debate to get into, whether or not how much they know and are aware of.
That's true.
They were.
Now we get in their mind, we have to get in their body.
A lot of them were Nazis though.
I don't want to get in their body. That's necrophilia, and that's wrong in every way.
I don't think he necessarily meant in that manner of getting to their body. I think he means understanding, the way that they're built, the way they're put together. How quickly does muscle atrophy on the undead?
Okay, all right. I thought he was saying,
No, I don't believe he was going.
I didn't think you were like that, but when it threw me for a loop when you said
Basically,
that.
just how the muscles they work.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back shortly after these messages.
So what brought you down here?
Oh, just trying to renew my identity.
Who gave those to you?
I don't know. It says it's from your secret admirer. I never had a secret admirer before. I mean, what harm could it do?
Be careful.
Hello? Sarah? Someone has been following me.
Can you identify this person?
I can't. I never even see him.
You need to get out of there.
He's not just only at my house. He's everywhere.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Larry with WACK42, and we are now going to continue our roundtable discussion on zombie apocalypse preparedness. Now, yes, Ted.
I was trying to tell you this before, but it's actually a square table. It's not round.
Actually, so this would be a rectangle. It's not equidistant on all sides, therefore it cannot
Guys,
be
why
square.
are we going to argue algebra right now? Okay? This is about zombies. Chalk another one for me.
Okay, sir. Now, when you do square something, that is algebra, but when it's talking about a shape, that's geometry.
Thank you, teacher.
Anyways, moving on. Christopher, let me ask you this. Before we had asked Ted here about his preferred weapon to use in the zombie apocalypse. What would you go with? What would be? Is there a particular firearm, or would you use weightlifting equipment? Would you potentially? What would you use to defend yourself against the undead?
I really feel that 25-pound dumbbell would be a perfect weapon.
What you're getting at is that using the 25-pound dumbbell in training and going for reps and trying to do as many reps and as fast amount of time as possible would be the best training for using a weapon like that, correct?
Perfect. Just, work on your reps just in case if you do miss.
Now, something that I've often wondered, Chris, I myself at home have 2 treadmills. And I was thinking that maybe, on the approach to my front steps, if I had the 2 treadmills side by side, facing away from the door on high speed, the lack of coordination of the zombie would mean if they stepped on the treadmill, it would throw them backwards. And, especially if I put this at the top of my porch, could actually launch them down the stairs and break their necks. Would you consider this a good defensive use of exercise equipment?
Well, this would be wonderful because the zombie it's dumb.
Before you brought up that you would use an AK to dispatch the undead. I mean, is there a particular model of AK? I mean, do you favor, let's say, the classic pre-AKM that doesn't have the cuts in the receiver? Do you prefer milled receiver, stamped receiver? Do you prefer Yugoslavian, Bulgarian, Chinese, Russian, Romanian?
American. Always keep it American. We're number one in everything. It's been history forever.
They did Call of Duty, so I mean, they got it.
Education, fitness, economy, military, society, food, guns.
Really, I just go up to the chalk drawing and then give the points and then get the gun.
I'd like to go back to defensives for a moment. Why can't we just
please.
go back to old-fashioned moats? Zombies can't swim.
I'm glad you brought up medieval.
But if we go Land of the Dead, they just walk right through the water on the bottom.
Well, it needs to be at least 7 foot drop. Then you could even put alligators in it if you want to. I've got a buddy he'll sell you.
Alligator?
There's not what?
What if you get a zombie alligator?
Well, there is no conclusive proof of that. And actually, there is a fortification that's in South Georgia you may know of, Fort Pulaski, which is down in McQueen's Island outside of Savannah, is a Civil War era fort. And the moat around it is frequently seen to be full of alligators. So, that might be, if you're down there.
That might be where my buddy gets them from.
Yeah, that might.
And a zombie alligator, that sounds like a hell of a pet.
We get zombie rise. I mean, so that theory, I mean, I believe.
You just said zombie rise.
Do you have any experience in animal husbandry?
I believe that there should be a female and a male animal. Adam and Eve, not even Rick. Or it's two. Okay. It's a sword and a sheath, not two swords.
Sir, that's not. I wasn't really necessarily going for kind of that, or I'm glad you didn't take it the Deliverance route. But really, what I'm getting.
It was a hell of a movie.
It really is.
And it was a shame so many people had to die during the end. I was really rooting for them.
Pigs, zombie pig, because pigs are, if they are starving, they will eat just about anything.
That sounds like if you put a collar on it, you got a hell of a beast. Is what I feel like.
If it's a boar, though.
Then you've got an even better beast.
You don't feel as though Call of Duty is, in fact, an inferior game to Battlefield?
Ding, 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 he said it.
I mean, I feel like I can handle zombies blindly.
And as far as the distance thing, I mean, there's definitely snipers.
Oh, shit, I just got a nudie.
Very happy for you, Rick.
She
now,
is not 18.
You give me a scatter gun, and I am quite surgical, sir. Comes from my days of doing...
Well, we're not talking about surgery here. We're talking about, combat.
I had surgery on my knee about 11 years ago. It still hurts when it rains.
It's the change in barometric pressure.
What?
So, any last thoughts regarding fitness in the zombie apocalypse?
Well, I did come here. I'm going to promote my muscle builder. I mean, this will definitely help you to strengthen, physically, be ready to smash a jump.
You said we didn't get a plug.
Well, he actually didn't ask, Rick. Let me just ask you really quick.
No, I was told I could not bring my crossbow in here. That's what you told me.
How could you really promote that? I mean, during the zombie apocalypse, it'd just be riding, living, and taking all of it. You're not going to make it.
Ted brings up a good point. Are you saying people should stockpile?
I mean,
does it have to be refrigerated?
No, it doesn't have to be refrigerated.
What's the shelf life on it?
It's got to have some
dairy in it.
No dairy.
Let me see. Let's take it. I'm just going to have to say milk protein is a dairy.
Well, listen.
That was literally the first thing I read right there. See it? Water, which doesn't get... and then milk protein. I just want the people to be educated.
Thank you for that, sir. Pretty much. This will get you right.
All right. Well, okay. Moving away from the endorsements, what would you say is the single most important exercise that a person could do during the zombie apocalypse?
Push-ups.
Kegels.
Okay. We'll get to you in a second, Rick, with kegling. Christopher, Please tell us why the push-up is such a good exercise.
Because it builds. It builds muscle.
All right.
That's a pretty nice size Gibraltar you got there.
So, Rick, why do you feel that kegling is important in the zombie apocalypse?
You can do it at any time. I'm doing it right now. I'm on my third set of 20. That's
You
probably
got a point. Kegling is good. I haven't kegled in a while.
keeps everything down here tight. Right. I haven't gone to the bathroom in 3 weeks. Kegel it in, squeeze it. I got a really tight muscle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go into
cellulose
our final commercial break. I am Larry, WACK 482. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.
I can't be good for you.
Yes, it's Happy Fun Ball, the toy sensation that's sweeping the nation. Only $14.95 at participating stores. Get one today.
Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 10 should avoid prolonged exposure to Happy Fun Ball. Caution. Happy Fun Ball may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Happy Fun Ball contains a liquid core, which, if exposed due to rupture, should not be touched, inhaled, or looked at. Do not use Happy Fun Ball on concrete. Discontinue use of Happy Fun Ball if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, or heart palpitations. If Happy Fun Ball begins to smoke, get away immediately, seek shelter, and cover head. Happy Fun Ball may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Happy Fun Ball should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. Failure to do so relieves the makers of Happy Fun Ball, Wacky Products Incorporated, and its parent company, Global Chemical Unlimited, of any and all liability. Ingredients of Happy Fun Ball include an unknown glowing substance which fell to Earth, presumably from outer space. Happy Fun Ball has been shipped to our troops in Saudi Arabia and is also being dropped by our warplanes on Iraq. Do not taunt Happy Fun Ball. Happy Fun Ball comes with a lifetime guarantee.
Happy Fun Ball. Accept no substitute.
Hi, and welcome back to WACK 482's roundtable discussion on zombie preparedness. We're going to go into our final thoughts
Do you feel stronger?
for the panel.
Have you drank 2 of those in like 20 minutes?
Don't question it.
All right, so Ted, please, what are your final thoughts?
Recap. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Your final thoughts on the
Got the
discussion we
attention
just
span
had.
of a hummingbird.
Thing?
Yes.
Sad.
Points. You need points.
All right, we need points. Christopher, what are your final thoughts, sir?
I feel that with the coming apocalypse, everyone should be physically fit, mentally ready, and you should work out every day, 3 times a day, build muscle, get stronger, and pretty much just focus.
All right.
Maintain.
My last.
Rick?
Absolutely. I'm going to kind of say I agree with what he says here, except for no points. I think what you need to do is be self-sustaining, self-reciprocating, and be American if you really want to survive. I don't think any of the other countries are going to make it because they're not number one. So if anybody's going to make it, it's going to be us, Americans. You need to learn how to cook. Women, clean sandwiches. Let the men do the real things, like everything else. And I'm not finished yet. And corn. We really need to focus corn, and then learn some sort of ethanol supply route to transportation and fires with the corn.
All righty.
And maybe a little bit of working out.
Excellent.
Kegels.
Rick, Christopher.
Not to be confused with
Ted.
bagels.
Thank you. Thank you 3 gentlemen very much for coming in today to the studio and talking about being prepared for the zombie apocalypse. So
Are
I'm
we getting
Larry.
paid for this?
We'll talk about that later. Anyways, I'm Larry with WACK 482. Why not? Thank you.
Actually, can I get mine in gamer points as well?
Have a good day, folks.